Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Oregon Energy Fund Power Gala. We are the Smut City Jelly Roll Society. Honored to be back for yet another year for this great event. Have a great evening. We'll provide a little bit of entertainment for you.
Ain't gonna give nobody none of my jelly roll.
Jelly roll!
Wanna give you a piece of this cake, not save your soul.
Save your soul!
My daddy told me when he went away.
What do you say? If you're a good girl, I'll take you out for a whirl.
Ain't no use in you out hanging around.
Hanging around!
I know you mean it, gonna put you down.
Down, down,
Yes,
down!
my jelly roll is sweet.
So sweet!
You know it can't be beat.
No man!
I know you mean it, you can't have it, 'cause I'm gonna give you now. Shoehorn on saxophone. Don't shaver, ain't gonna give nobody none of my jelly roll.
Jelly roll!
Would give you a piece of this cake, not save your soul.
Save your soul!
My daddy told me when he went away. He said,
If you're the good girl, I'll take you out for a whirl.
ain't no use in you out hanging around.
Hanging around!
I know you need it, gonna put you down.
Down, down,
'Cause my jelly roll is sweet.
So sweet!
You know it can't be beat.
No man!
No, you know you can't have it, 'cause I'm gonna give you nothing.
Yeah!
I'm mopping it up,
He's mopping it up!
mopping it up.
He's mopping it up!
I'm mopping it up, I'm mopping it up.
Y'all can sing along.
Don't you know you gotta mop it? I had a big party. I drank a lot of booze. Woke up in the morning with a case of the flu. Because I had to mop it up. So mopping it up.
He's mopping it up!
I'm mopping it up.
He's mopping it up!
I'm mopping it up.
He's mopping it up!
Don't you know you gotta mop it up? Well, I had a big tub.
Cub,
I filled it up with gin.
the whole thing.
I got so damn drunk, I fell right in. And then I had to mop it up. So mop it up.
He's mopping it up.
I'm mopping it up.
He's mopping it up.
I'm mopping it up.
He's mopping it up.
Don't you know you gotta mop it up? A girl came over the other night.
Was that Tuesday? Oh, no.
Things got hot, they got real tight. Oh, yeah. And then we had to mop it up. So mopping it up.
He's mopping it up.
We're mopping it up.
He's mopping it up.
We're we're mopping it up.
He's mopping it up.
Don't you know you gotta mop it up? I'm mopping it up.
He's mopping it up.
I am mopping it up.
He's mopping it up.
I'm mopping it up. He's mopping it up. Don't you know you gotta mop it.
So we're just gonna pop the lid on it real quick. Hi there, my name is Paul Wojciechowski. I am a local bartender and chef here in Portland, Oregon. And today I'm going to show you how to make a couple of the drinks that you purchased for your consumption at home. So this is my bar. This is where I've been doing all of my drinking for the past 5 or 6 months. Y'all are my first patrons, so welcome. Please make yourself at home. Your cocktails will be out shortly. So the first cocktail that I'm making for you today is called Kissing the Beehive, and this is an original cocktail by me. It is a gin-based cocktail, so it's gonna have gin, it's gonna have a little bit of lavender infused honey syrup, some grapefruit juice, and some lemon juice. It's a play on an old classic pre-prohibition style cocktail, but I kind of amped it up by adding the grapefruit juice and infusing the honey syrup with some lavender. Without further ado, let's get started. I'll be using a cocktail shaker to make this cocktail. If you don't have one of these at home, no worries. You can just use a mason jar with a lid or a protein shaker. If you just got back from the gym, just give it a rinse and you'll be good to go, ready for drinking. So let's start by building our cocktail. I'm going to be using a little bit of gin. I'm using Freeland gin, which is a local gin that I really like. Highly recommend it. It works really well with this cocktail. All those floral notes are just going to hit you and combine well with all the other ingredients. It makes it an excellent cocktail. So I'll do 2 ounces of gin, half an ounce of Campari. If you don't have Campari at home, no worries. That is an optional ingredient. It's really just as good without it. But I do recommend using it if you'd like. And I'm gonna go ounce of grapefruit juice and half an ounce of lemon juice and an ounce of the lavender infused honey syrup, just to round all those flavors out. Then we're gonna fill it with ice. When filling a cocktail shaker with ice, you always want to make sure that the ice sits above the liquid line, so the ice sitting on ice will make it nice and cold. So we're just going to pop the lid on it real quick and shake. Shake to the rhythm of whatever you choose, whatever is in your heart, whatever you're listening to, but always shake to a rhythm. And you shake until the cocktail shaker is cold and frosty. That you can barely hold on to it. That you know your cocktail is well diluted and well shaken. So I'm just gonna strain it out real quick into my cocktail glass. This is served up, so no need to add any ice to your glass. There we go. And we're going to garnish with an orange peel. Just express a little bit of oils. I pre-cut a slit in here so it'll sit nicely like that. And there you go. That is the Kissing the Beehive.
1, 2, 3, go.
welcome back. How was that first drink? Hope you liked it. Now that you're back for seconds, we're gonna show you a different way of creating a cocktail. We're gonna build a late season bramble in the glass, so no extra equipment required, just a large format glass, because there's going to be a lot of stuff in here. So we're going to start by muddling a couple of blackberries. If you have a muddler, that's great. If not, no worries. You can just use the back of a knife or a bar spoon or your hands, whatever you need. And I'm going to go a whole ounce of of simple syrup, not honey, that was the last one. Just throw it in there so that the juices from the blackberries have something to attach to. I'm going to be using a muddler. Mine looks like a tiny little baseball bat, so I'll be sure to knock it out of the park. And I'm just going to kind of squeeze the juices out of your blackberries with your muddler. Give it another little stir. And there you go. I'm going to add ice now. I'm not going to add ice yet. Don't make that. That's a rookie mistake. I'm going to add a whole 3/4 ounce of lemon juice. You can add more, you can add less. This is a highly customizable drink, just like that. And now I'm going to add ice. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to make a mess at my bar. So please hold. All right. And now, because I added those liquids first and then ice, once I add the vodka to it, it does a nice little layering trick right there. And I'm going to top it off with seltzer, which I have in the fridge. Always keep your seltzer cold, because cold seltzer makes the bubbles better. It makes them more consistent and more fun to drink. So just top it off with a little bit of seltzer. Take your herbs, be it mint, or in this case I have some sage, but this works the best with mint. You just couldn't find any at the grocery store. Slap it around to express a little bit of oils, really show them who's boss, and cut the stems a little bit so that it doesn't fall out of your glass, and just garnish it like that. And there you go. Your late season bramble. It's a really nice cocktail. It's vodka based. It has a little bit of lemon juice. It has some syrup to it. So you can take the vodka out, make it a nice mocktail. If you're not looking to be drinking tonight, it's a really good alternative for you. Any herbs work. I think it works best with mint, but whatever you have growing or whatever you have available works best as well. And you could also play around, sub out if you don't like vodka or you can't have vodka, just put in some gin or whatever liquor you have in your liquor cabinet, and that'll work just fine. Yeah, that's the late season bramble, and enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're the Smut City Jelly Roll Society. We appreciate your appreciation.
Summertime, and I live in the sea. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your mama's good. Little baby, don't you cry. Your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. Don't hush, little baby.
Made it just in time for last call. So I'm going to be making a little bit of a nightcap for you for our last cocktail. This is going to be something I call a new fashion. It's an old fashioned, but with a little bit of a twist, a little bit more elevated. I infused the simple syrup with orange peel and a little bit of peppercorn, so you don't necessarily have to mess with that like muddling of the orange and the cherry, and then it just gets all messy and stuff like that. I don't mess with that. Just use the simple syrup, and the flavors are all already there. So this is going to be a really easy cocktail. Knock it out real quick and get right to drinking. So we're going to start with 2 ounces of whiskey. I'm using a Mexican bourbon made of 100% corn. Any bourbon will work though. Whatever you get your hands on. I highly recommend Abasolo, which is the Mexican one I'm using, but like a Buffalo Trace or a local one, all work great in this cocktail. Got my syrup ready to go, 1/2 ounce. Goes right in there. And then any bitters that you get your hands on. I'm using some grapefruit bitters. 2, 3, 4, about 4 dashes. An Angostura bitter will work just fine, or if you have any of those fancy local bitters, you could use that if you make your own. Let's connect. Would love to try some. And then, so that's all our ingredients. It's a super simple cocktail. And I'm just gonna add the ice. Again, as we were with shaking it, you want the ice to be above the liquid line. You don't need to use a mixing glass for this. You could use a pint glass or a jar, anything that is just wide mouthed and sturdy like this one, but a mixing glass does make it look nice while you're making it. So highly recommend having one. A nice heavy bottom, won't tip over. And then just stir it for about 30 rotations, probably like 15 seconds if you don't want to count. That'll just give it enough time to get nice and chilled, and all of those flavors to really open up and combine, make into a very nice cocktail. I lost count, so let's call that good. Take my cocktail glass and a nice big ice cube, get that ready. If you don't have a big ice cube, no worries. If you are a normal person and don't freeze giant ice cubes in your freezer like I do, just use your normal ice that you have. Just be sure to put some ice in your cocktail glass. So we're just gonna strain this over ice, like so. Set this off to the side, and just garnish it with a little bit of citrus peel. I'm using a lemon. You could use orange or grapefruit, whatever you have. Just express those oils by pinching it, and then just stick it in so they can continue to extract those oils and really make a nice citrusy flavor to it. And that's it. That's the new fashion. It's our nightcap. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming. Thanks for trying these cocktails, for purchasing them. So thanks.
face a deadly choice this winter. They can either buy food for their families or they can pay the heating bill, but they can't do both.
For most of us, a cold snap like this means turning up the heat to stay comfortable. But for a growing number of people, that's not an option.
As the temperatures drop, a local organization wants to remind you that low-income families need your help to stay warm this winter.
So I work hard and I work long, and sometimes it's not enough. Earlier this year, like I had a bill, I didn't have enough to pay that plus rent, plus everything else. If it hadn't been for Oregon Energy Fund, we would have been in the dark.
Most of these folks are individuals who have jobs, but they may not be jobs that really keep the whole family together, and they're just in difficult situations.
The need is pressing. So why don't somebody do something? And then I realized I was somebody.
We are a statewide organization set up with a single focus mission. We help people in financial crisis pay their utility bills.
It's also a neighbor helping neighbor, because when you're giving it to Heat Oregon, if you live in Multnomah County, we bring your funds back. We give your funds through energy assistance back to Multnomah County agencies in that area. So if you get to keep your gift local.
It's really going to your neighbor.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Oregon Energy Fund is our state's leading energy assistance nonprofit. Through compassion, collaboration, and innovation, we've kept the lights on for more than 300,000 Oregonians, helping them avoid illness, hunger, debt, and eviction.
The assistance from Access and Oregon Energy Fund allowed us to keep our electricity and our gas going, and it enabled us to pay doctor bills.
And you saved us, I'm telling you. I owe you guys my life.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2020 Oregon Energy Fund Virtual Power Gala. My name is Joe Vithiathel, aka Joe V from Fox 12 Oregon, and it's my pleasure to be your party host tonight. We're here tonight to celebrate the work of a remarkable organization, one whose mission is perhaps more relevant today than ever before. As you well know, our state and country have experienced a number of events over the last 7 months, from wildfires to calls for social justice and, of course, the COVID-19 pandemic. But throughout this difficult year, there have also been hundreds of people and groups working tirelessly to help them impacted by these events. Tonight, we're gathering together virtually to honor one of those organizations in particular and the people who have supported them, the Oregon Energy Fund, the leading energy assistance nonprofit in the state of Oregon. This year, OEF has helped thousands of Oregonians pay their energy bills in the face of mass unemployment, financial upheaval, and just one crisis after another. They've worked closely with utility providers and community partners to keep clients safe, and they've stepped up to address the gaps in energy assistance funding throughout Oregon. Now, through all of this, they've adapted beautifully to the new virtual realm that we're in right now, including the incredible program we're planning for tonight's event. I can't wait to share it all with you. So first, I'd like to take a moment to thank our event sponsors whose generous support made tonight possible. First of all, a special thanks to the Smut City Jelly Roll Society. Let's hear it for them. All right, the crew's clapping, cheering. They're wearing masks so you can't hear them. But thank you guys for kicking us off this evening with that great performance. And of course, I'd like to thank you for being here tonight, whether you're a monthly donor or someone tuning in for the first time. Your support is the foundation of OEF's work, and it's so inspiring to have you here tonight in support of your community and this amazing organization. Now, to make a gift at any time during this event, just visit OregonEnergyFund.org/gala, or Gala, depending on how you pronounce it. Your contributions this evening will allow the Oregon Energy Fund to continue providing energy assistance to our neighbors in need, helping them weather this year's crises in warmth and safety. Now, I'd like to turn the mic over to Sarah Simmons, OEF board member, who'll tell you a bit more about what the Oregon Energy Fund has been up to this year.
Hi everyone, Sarah Simmons here, OEF board member. Working with Oregon Energy Fund these past few years, I couldn't be more proud to support this organization. So many reasons why, but I'll share one personal story. This past summer, I traveled to Vermont to help my husband take care of his dad, who was recovering from the coronavirus and a stroke. My father-in-law lives in a small trailer park. Residents are a mix of fixed-income seniors and shift workers. It's the kind of place where you know your neighbor and you look out for them. When the coronavirus hit, many of these residents lost their job. One of them, let's call him Dan, was a back-of-the-house restaurant worker. He lived 2 homes down from my father-in-law. Normally, the neighbors in times like that would help support Dan, but the coronavirus really isolated this group. The front porch chatter was gone, and not seeing Dan coming and going wasn't unusual for the circumstances. The week before I arrived, one of Dan's family members had found Dan at his home. He had unfortunately died by suicide. The neighbors didn't understand or know the hopelessness that Dan had been suffering. And it made me realize how effective Oregon Energy Fund's support system is for people like Dan. OEF helps people in crisis that may not have been there before, people that may not qualify for other services or are too prideful to ask for help. The simple act of helping someone pay their utility bills can have a much larger impact. And I wish that Dan had had an Oregon Energy Fund, but Oregonians do. And it's our hope that more Oregonians can benefit from OEF's support. The pandemic has led to an increase in energy insecurity, driven by unemployment and people spending more time at home. Recent surveys said that 61% of Oregonians who have lost income can't pay their full energy bills. Our local utility companies are reporting spikes and customers falling behind in payments. People are giving up food and medicine to pay for energy. Early on, OEF was able to pivot immediately to help COVID-19 affected households. We switched to remote application. We were able to release funds ahead of schedule, and we raised an incredible amount of money in a short amount of time. Thank you so much to the incredible partners and people who have helped us this far. But as you know, we're not out of this yet, and OEF still needs your support. So please join me in helping our pandemic-impacted neighbors. They need it. Thank you.
Thanks so much for that inspiring story, Sarah. Now, if you're just joining us, we're here at Oregon Energy Fund's first ever virtual Power Gala, where we've gathered to celebrate and support OEF's mission to help families in financial crisis pay their energy bills. People all across the state are struggling to decide between paying the rent or paying the light bill, keeping the house warm, or keeping their kids fed. Your gift tonight can make a powerful difference for a family in need. Visit OregonEnergyFund.org/gala to make your tax-deductible donation. Virtual giving feels just as good as in-person giving, but it looks a little different. So if you're having any problems tonight or any unique questions answered, just call Oregon Energy Fund's helpline at 971-386-2124. Or you can email them info@OregonEnergyFund.org. Now, we've got an amazing virtual program lined up tonight, so remember to spread the word, take some selfies, I already did, and share your virtual event experience on social media using the hashtag PowerGala. We're also thrilled to announce the very first 1920s Power Gala costume contest. Hopefully you're dressed up at home right now, so share your photos of your best Roaring 20s attire on Instagram or Facebook with the tag Power Gala anytime tonight or in the next week, and you'll be entered into a drawing to win one of the outstanding bottles of gin, whiskey, or vodka you saw in our pre-show mixology videos. Plus, you get certain bragging rights, so check that out. Now, I want to bring in my partner for the evening. Please welcome to the virtual stage my co-host, a lady I've had the pleasure of working with many times in the past, tonight's benefit auctioneer with Markham Auction Agency, Misty Markham. Hey, Misty.
Hey, thanks, Joe. Hey, everybody. Good evening, friends. I'm delighted to be back with you this year on behalf of Oregon Energy Fund, and it's my 6th year. Can you believe it? I'm so honored to serve as your auctioneer once again, and virtually, too. Super excited.
Yes, I mean, and it's, you know, this is my setting. It's a TV
Right?
studio, so
Right.
I kind of like this
We're
myself.
used to this.
I don't know.
So thank you for joining us. I hope you're all having a fantastic time from home, from the comfort of your own couch. I know we're having fun.
We sure are.
So
We didn't get dressed
settle
up for
in.
nothing, right?
Definitely
Let's
not.
do this.
Yeah, no. For us to take a shower and actually, look presentable
Exactly.
is for real. So settle in, everybody. Get comfortable, refill your drinks, and get ready because we have a fantastic virtual program prepared for your giving pleasure tonight. So if you've not done this before, it's straightforward, folks. Head to OregonEnergyFund.org/gala. Simply, when you get there, select the amount you'd like to donate and enter the number of gifts in the quantity field during our upcoming paddle race. Feel free to mix and match donation amounts, to make multiple gifts, to get to any dollar amount you want to give this evening. We highly encourage this. The only rules are bid high, often, and generously, because it's because of generous donors just like you joining us tonight that Oregon Energy Fund can continue to help families across Oregon pay their bills and keep the power on. So let's get this party started, folks. To show your love for Oregon Energy Fund all night long, please join our social chat by typing your comments into the chat box to the right of the screen. Encourage your friends and fellow donors via the chat. This is how we show love all night long, 2020 style. Say hi, tell Joe how much you love his suit. Just engage with us. It's a lot more fun when you do. So drop us a note. Tell us where you're joining from tonight and why you love Oregon Energy Fund. We love hearing from you.
Yeah, that's right, folks. Your donation tonight makes a big difference for all those people out there struggling to stay out of debt and keep their homes warm throughout the winter. So any gift amount could go a long way toward helping your neighbors make it through this year's crises. Anything from $5 to $5,000 helps. So head over to OregonEnergyFund.org/gala and get ready to give. Now, one of the most inspiring things about OEF is that many of their most loyal donors are people who once received assistance from them.
So cool.
Folks who now want to give back and help others. Bearing that in mind, it's my distinct pleasure to introduce a special friend and longtime donor to Oregon Energy Fund who has graciously agreed to share her story with us tonight. Please join me in welcoming Michelle Pendley.
I'm Michelle Pendley. I've lived here all my life. I went through a time in my life that I was financially unable to deal with my bills and anything other than food. And food I got food stamps for. The Oregon Energy Fund saw me through those lean times, helped me pay all my utilities, got me through the times to where I could stand on my feet and then contribute to others. It was one of those times when everything in your life falls apart in the most crushing way. The first house that was here, the other house, was 550 square feet, and it was flat to the ground, and it was an ugly yellow. All the pipes burst, and things went wrong, and I had to learn how to deal with it on my own. For a while, I was living on $100 a month, and then it got up to $150. I went without heat for a year. If you don't have heat, your dwelling is going to, become moldy, and it's going to fall apart. I learned to take long, hot baths, and I just bundled up. And I didn't tell many people. I used to babysit for the people across the street, so they bring a heater over. But it's scary to live alone or not have relatives be really close and have no source of income. When an organization like yours comes along, it's hard to believe that it exists first. The fact that it was there was a godsend. An organization that would help people with their utilities. My world changed around. I mean, I was able to pay my utilities in full on time. I was able to get my credit back. I was able to live a life that I wasn't embarrassed about. People didn't have to bring heaters over when they came to visit. I was constantly aware of it. I'd go in the kitchen, turn on a light, go, thank you. The toilet's flushed. Yay, thank you, God. It impacted a great portion of my life. You were the first charity I donated to when I was able. I think that was one of my first thoughts when my circumstances changed. I mean, I realized that giving back was really important. I couldn't be sitting here comfortably thinking of other people living in places that have no utilities. People get in circumstances. It doesn't make them bad people. It makes life hard sometimes, and thank God I was able to get out of that and be where I am now. I belong here. And I do want to say that you guys help provide me that option. If I had no other charities to give to, I would continue to give to you. It meant that much to me, my life, and how I've turned out. The Oregon Energy Fund is my favorite charity to give to. I don't know how I would have survived without it.
Thank you, Michelle. Friends, stand with us now and demonstrate your support of Oregon Energy Fund in continuing their great work in our community, strengthening household stability by assisting Oregonians in financial crisis with their energy bills. Make a 100% tax-deductible gift in any increment you feel compelled to give in support of this work. Tonight's first level of giving is at $5,000. Who will be an Oregon Energy Fund benefactor tonight with a $5,000 gift? And thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Joe and Carla Albritton, for kicking us off with a $5,000 gift. That's incredible. Who will join them?
That is awesome. Folks, a gift of $5,000 can heat 165 homes for a week. What a great investment for your donation.
Absolutely.
And look, in this crazy year of 2020, I can't think of a better way to help our neighbors in need.
Absolutely. Our neighbors are really struggling this year. And for those of us in a position to help, I feel it's our responsibility to lend a helping hand and prevent families from suffering. So, folks, I just want to say thank you so much to our $5,000 donors, the Albrittons. Let's give them a huge round of virtual applause. And for those of you at home, please thank them profusely in the chat. Remember, the chat is how you show your love for OEF and all of our amazing donors all night long, so keep blowing it up out there. And urge your friends on at our next level of giving, which is $2,500. And sponsoring the $2,500 level is our friends at Portland General Electric, showing up for fellow Oregonians. Thank you so much. Do we have any additional OEF heroes with us tonight at the $2,500 level?
Well, I'm seeing a couple there,
Look
Misty.
at this.
Look, I see Pacific
Joining
Core.
us, Pacific Core.
Pacific Core, thank you.
West, thank you
West
so
as well.
much.
Wonderful.
Great job, everybody. Keep them coming.
Folks, just so you know, a gift of $2,500 can help 20 people pay their bills, keep the lights on. You know, it's a fair amount of money, but really a drop in the bucket to help 20 families keep the power on in their homes.
Absolutely. We'd also like to recognize a director's gift from Brian Albritton and Marietta Doney. Thank you so much for your $2,500 show of support. Folks, this is amazing. I would like to say thank you to all of our current $2,500 donors. Again, a huge round of virtual applause. A lot of chat love, if you will, and urge on your friends, because our next level of giving is a good one. It's $1,000, and I'd like to know, do we have any OEF supporters with us tonight with a gift of $1,000?
Well, we've got some that we can recognize, I believe, right now. I see Mr. Paul Kohler.
Thank you, Paul Kohler.
Thank you.
Thank you, Annette and Daniel Youngberg, for your $1,000 gift. Thank you, Columbia Bank. We appreciate you.
Bank. And folks, a gift of $1,000 can help 30 families in financial crisis heat their homes for a week when the temperature drops, which it will very soon.
Very, very soon, folks. It could not come at a better time for OEF because, you know, as you know, every evening the temperature is getting lower and lower. And I actually turned my heater on for the very first time about a week ago.
Yeah.
So imagine if you were in a position to not necessarily have enough money to turn on your heater, but you really needed it. So let's step up for our neighbors in need tonight, folks. Do we have any additional $1,000 gifts with us? Gosh, this is incredible. Let's give all of our $1,000 donors a huge round of applause. Thank you so much. And remember, how do you show the love for folks tonight if you're at home? In the chat.
There you go.
So give some love to all of our 1,000 and above donors. We really appreciate you.
I love it. We've got the 1920s vibe and the 2020 technology, putting it all together. I love it.
2020, I tell you what. Our next level of giving this evening is at $500. Do we have? Any amazing supporters out there with $500 gifts?
I'm looking right here. It looks like we have the
that.
Richardsons, Mr. and Mrs. Tyler and Rimmer Richardson.
Thank you.
Thank you for your gift of $500.
Awesome.
Folks, a $500 gift can help someone like Michelle, who you just saw in that video, pay off their utility debt, get back on their feet. And look, there's so many people right now. We know people are struggling between the pandemic, between people losing jobs, companies having issues. Imagine how you'd feel knowing you were personally responsible for righting a major problem for a family that's dealing with problems like that right now.
I think it would feel pretty amazing.
Yeah,
I'd feel pretty
absolutely.
good about myself for sure. And it's amazing to know how your generosity impacts fellow Oregonians, folks. So if you're sitting on the fence right now, it's as easy as clicking the button next to $500. Choose one time, choose monthly, choose every week. We'll take it, because here's how we power Oregon Energy Fund and allow them to do the great work that they do for Oregonians in need tonight. So, do we have anyone else that has come in recently? All right, if you are on the fence and your gift comes in, I will definitely recognize it the moment I get it. But in the interest of time, let's give all of our $500 donors a huge round of applause. Thank you so much. Blow up the chat for everybody at 500 and above. And let's show a little bit of love for our next level, which is $250. And listen up, folks. Due to the generosity of longtime loyal Oregon Energy Fund supporters, McDowell, Rackner, and Gibson PC, hi Kirk, R. West, Stoll Reeves, and Columbia Bank, they are standing united and offering a combined challenge match tonight. So listen to this. The first 15 $250 gifts will be matched 2 to 1.
Wow.
This triples your impact. I know, and it turns your $250 into $750 for OEF. So let's help Oregon Energy Fund maximize this generous challenge match and give $250 right now.
You know, usually just a straight up match, that's great.
I
We're talking
know.
2 to 1, an
It's
incredibly
amazing.
generous match. Folks, it is on you now to help Oregon Energy Fund serve more of our neighbors in need. Please, if you're able, now is the time to give. Our neighbors have never needed your support more than right now.
It's true, friends. 2020, well, I don't have much nice to say about it, to be quite honest.
It's almost over.
It's been a doozy. And for those of you fortunate enough to not need assistance, please give in support of those who are not. So let's say thank you to Ms. Ann War for your $250 gift.
I see Miss Susan Fernald
That's
as well,
awesome.
$250.
Thank you so much. And stepping up with $200 is Mr. Kirk Gibson in addition. Thank you so much, Kirk, for joining us at the $200. That's awesome.
I see Miss Constance Goldman at $200
That's
as well.
fantastic. And Margaret Jessica Taft also joining with a gift of $200. Fantastic, folks.
All right.
Every dollar counts. So no matter what denomination speaks to your heart tonight, send it on through. And in the interest of time, we're going to move on. But as your gifts come in, I promise I'll recognize you. So let's thank all of our $250 and above donors with a giant round of applause. Remember to blow up the chat for them and egg on your friends and your compadres at our final formal level of giving this evening, which is $100. And to incentivize even more generosity tonight at this level, we urge all of you to give again, as every $100 gift will be entered in an incentive drawing. And one of you lucky donors, I hope it's you, will receive our gift of a delicious bottle of champagne, a Louis Roederer Brut Premier.
You said that so well.
Thank you. I did take a little bit of French. Wow. So, give $100 gifts right now with Wild Abandon. We'll tell you in just a moment who our lucky donor will be.
Well, and here's the thing. Pro tip, folks. The more $100 gifts you give, the better your odds of walking away with some of that bubbly.
Right.
So maybe make a couple $100 pledges.
Strategic.
4, 5,
I
whatever.
like it.
Good chance you're going to take the champagne home.
What
that
he
way.
said, what he said. So folks, let's say thank you to Contractor Plan Center for your $125 gift. Thank you so much. Mary Swartz coming in with $100. Timothy McMahon. Thank you, Charles Fields. Thank you, Sharon Gibson Berry. We love you. Thank you, Mary Ann Joyce, for your $100 gift. Thank you, Ruth Scott, Mary Owen, Richard and Anna Lewis. Thank you so much. Thank you, Marguerite Klieger. We appreciate your $100. Keep them coming, folks.
Suzanne Brennan, thank you very much. Robert Blackator, thank you.
That's right.
Mr. Steve Deaver,
That's
I believe.
right.
And boy, I can't.
Patricia Brugere.
That sounds like a French
I said
name.
it right.
I don't know. I'm going to leave that one to you.
Thank you so much, everybody. Let's see. We're going to refresh and scroll down and see if we have any new gifts that have come in. Folks, keep them coming because I'm about to enter our lucky donor winner. So I'm going to give you about 5 more seconds. If you are on the fence, look at that. Kept Shuey coming in with $100. Thank you so much. Janie Grealis with a $100 gift, as well as Adam Lowney with an additional $100. Thank you, Jess Marp, also joining us with $100 gifts tonight. Folks, this is incredible. I really, really appreciate
Well, look,
you.
it looks like we got another $1,000.
I know, they're coming in. Look at
from
this.
Adam Lowney
with $1,000. Adam, way to step up and show up for OEF tonight. We appreciate you so much. Thank you also to Peggy Carrington coming in with a $50 gift. Do we have any additional $100 gifts? All right, folks. I would love it if you would give us a little bit of a drum roll, please, because we're going to find out who our lucky donor is champagne. And our lucky incentive winner tonight is, are you ready? Ruth Scott.
All right.
Congratulations, Ruth. Woo! Wow, things are getting exciting in here. Thank you all so much for your generosity. As your gifts continue to filter in, we will recognize you when we come back, but give yourselves a huge, huge round of applause for your continued support of Oregon Energy Fund. That's awesome. Thank you. If you prefer to give custom gift amounts this evening, whether it's $5 or what we would prefer, $5 million, just scroll down to the custom donation amount section at the bottom of your screen and enter your preferred dollar amount there. Every dollar counts, and it's very easy to give. So thank you again so much, everybody. And now, let's see your generosity in action.
We exist. No, sometimes it feels like nobody sees us. We're here. We're alive.
In this place that we call home, full of hopes and dreams and light.
Sometimes it gets cold, but it's love that brings the warmth.
We're the masters of doing everything we can, with just a little bit of help.
We can do more than just survive. We will thrive.
Hello, my name is Brian Albritton. I'm the Executive Director of Oregon Energy Fund.
My name is David DiMatteo. I serve on the Board of Directors.
As the world has turned upside down this year, I've been constantly inspired and humbled by the generosity of our donor community. That includes the incredible support you've shown not only tonight, but through this year. I'd like to say thank you for all of your support. It's no exaggeration to say that your gift is more important now than perhaps at any time in this organization's history.
It's true. Energy insecurity has always been a massive crisis, but one that's only recently received the public awareness I think it deserves. At Latino Network here in Portland, where I work as an associate director, I've witnessed firsthand the stress and difficulties that result from not being able to pay your bills. We've had clients faced with losing heat in the winter or unable to escape the stifling heat in summer, a burden for both our youth and our elders, or afraid of being unable to power essential medical equipment or keep refrigerated medication cool. Last year, Oregon's economy was booming and we had record low unemployment. Still, 1 in 4 Oregonians faced severe energy burden, putting them at risk of eviction, debt, sickness, and food insecurity. Now, in the wake of COVID-19, our work has taken on a whole new level of urgency.
Despite this, there's still limited resources available for folks struggling with paying their bills. In fact, Oregon Energy Fund is the only statewide energy assistance nonprofit in Oregon. So your gift tonight allows us to meet this need and continue doing this important work. It also allows us to forge ahead into new paths as COVID-19 upends our way of life. Just this school year, we launched a new collaboration with Kairos PDX, a K-5 charter school in Northeast Portland. We're providing monthly energy assistance payments directly to their utility bills to keep the lights on and laptops charged as these students study from home.
OEF has also placed a greater focus on racial equity in the last few years. Data shows that people of color are far more severely affected by high energy burdens than white Americans, with Hispanic households experiencing energy burdens of up to 20% higher and Black and Native households up to 45% higher. Through partnerships with local organizations like Latino Network, the Native American Youth and Family Center, and ERCO, OEF is committed to addressing this discrepancy here in Oregon and helping expand funding for our most severely impacted communities.
Your gift also helps us develop new programs to address the root causes of energy insecurity. Sadly, thousands of Oregonians across the state are still faced with scenarios in which there are only bad options. Do you cut back on food to pay the rent? Do you keep the heat low in order to pay your medical bills? We've always said no one should have to face these decisions. But what if you could find ways to prevent Oregonians from becoming energy burdened in the first place? As we move into a new decade, we're exploring ways to expand our toolbox beyond just energy assistance. From weatherization to helping families upgrade to energy efficient appliances, to teaming up with partners to ensure the financial stability of our clients.
Your support helps us achieve these goals in a time of immense crisis. It allows the Oregon Energy Fund to continue serving as a critical lifeline for thousands of families.
Tonight, you have the opportunity to power the next stage of development of Oregon's leading energy assistance nonprofit. Please give generously. Thank you.
Thank you.
I recently found myself unemployed for the first time in my life. I was past due on all of my bills.
We really needed the help.
It was either keep the lights on or get the groceries.
As an independent nonprofit, Oregon Energy Fund provided the support to help my family and I get through.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, David, for those powerful words. And if you're just joining us, we're still here at Oregon Energy Fund's virtual Power Gala, helping raise funds for families struggling to pay their energy bills. And you can still help. Head to OregonEnergyFund.org/gala to give in any increment on your heart tonight. And a big thank you to everyone who's given so far. I'd like to recognize a few gifts that have come in the interim. We want to say thank you to Peggy Carrington for a $50 contribution, Carol Miller and Morris for $25, Brian Wagner for $50, thank you, Lou Ann Amberg, Dolores Judkins, Marianne Letourneau, and Marilyn Allen. Thank you, Dennis Varinas for $50 gift. Curtis Schwartz, gosh, you guys are awesome. Betty Sue Homan, thank you. Anthony James, TLM Training Center, joining with $35. I love this, folks. Virginia Stribling with $30. Henry Huddleston with $30. Ron Bloom, $25. Marilyn Butner with $25. Thank you to Catherine Preston, Janice Ellen Phillips, James Berry, Elizabeth Van Hook, Permelia Weaver, Marietta Doney with an additional few dollars. Thank you all so much.
Yes, thank you. And hey, we want to thank you for participating, but remember, post your photos for our virtual costume contest. I mean, if you look half as good as Missy did, you need to get this online. It's the 4th year OEF has had a 1920s themed gala, and one of my favorite things is seeing how much people get into
Mine
it
too.
With their costumes. You don't want to know some of the things we had to do to get into our outfits today, folks. Well, just because we're virtual this year doesn't mean we have to give that up. Put on your finest 1920s attire and share photos of yourself on Facebook or Instagram using the hashtag PowerGala. We'll choose 3 lucky participants later this week to receive our gift of a top shelf bottle of gin, vodka, or whiskey for participating. So check out some of the amazing photos from the OEF Instagram page already up there, it looks like.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's
see us?
us.
Hey, I see us. There we go.
That's us from last year. Do you remember how much fun we all had?
Yes.
And I loved your hat.
Well, that was fun. I went with the mobster thing. I upped it to like a Great Gatsby look for 2020.
Fantastic.
I figured, got to dress it up a little bit. You know, we try here, folks. So post away. We
at
can't
that.
wait to select.
Was
Oh
that
wait, Ruth Scott, another $100 gift from Ruth Scott.
Yes,
so
thank you,
very
Ruth.
much. Again, we're going to select our costume contest winners next week. Hoping it's you. Now, we've got a terrific story from a local high school student who found a truly unique way to support Oregon Energy Fund this year. Please join me in welcoming Claire Fennell.
Hi, my name's Claire Fennell, and I started the 6 Feet Together movement, a virtual campaign raising money and awareness for COVID-19 relief. The idea started in May after seeing videos of protests against social distancing regulations in Huntington Beach, California. Because of this, I created my first graphic, a blank picket sign that people could fill in with their own slogans and drawings and post to their Instagram stories, expressing support for social distance and community responsibility in a time of COVID. This graphic gained traction and was shared over 100 times. Building on that momentum, I decided to create the 6 Feet Together movement account on Instagram. Promoting awareness and empathy became the mission of the account, but I knew there was more to be done. Taking this as a directive, I designed stickers and masks, such as this one, with the 6 Feet Together slogan, and began researching places to donate. This is when I found the Oregon Energy Fund, to which, since May, the project has donated over $200 and sold over 100 products in support of. For me, the drive to support Oregon Energy Fund, as opposed to any other charities, came from the need I began to see as I researched the pandemic further. Although, in a COVID America, there's a lot of talk about supporting healthcare, housing instability, and food pantries, very vital issues, there's not nearly as much of a discussion about energy insecurity. As I researched energy insecurity further, it became clear how necessary energy relief was and continues to be. Nationally, 25 million households reported having to make trade-offs between food, healthcare, and utilities, and this was before the pandemic. Food, healthcare, and utilities, all things that one desperately needs in a state of emergency such as this one. In a world with booming unemployment, the risk of losing access to energy only increases. Without energy, hygiene and job searching becomes exponentially more difficult. If energy insecurity isn't addressed as a pandemic issue, countless Oregonians may slip through the cracks. If there's one thing I hope you can take away from my story, it's this. At the end of the day, our collective responsibility in times of emergency like this, and always, is to find where our individual skill set meets society's pain and challenges. For me, that was creating the 6 Feet Together movement and using it to support something like the Oregon Energy Fund, an organization that was doing really powerful work on the ground in an area that I believed in. I hope that you can learn from this and continue to support the Oregon Energy Fund. Thank you.
What an amazing concept. Thank you, Claire, for that incredible story and for your support of OEF. And folks, I want to recognize a few of you whose gifts have come in. Thank you, Nancy Lang, for your $100. Thank you, Charity Spires, Bernard Klatt, and Sarah Simmons for $250. Thank you, Amy Dorfler-Phelan for $250. Kristen Brown, thank you. Kirk Gibson coming in with $750.
Wait, didn't he already donate?
He did.
I know I saw that name
Kirk,
before.
if it worked once, it'll work again. How about another gift? Come on, I'll say your name a third time. It'll be amazing. Thank you, Lisa Watson and Peter Shanky, for your gift of $100. Thank you, Jordan Schoonover, for $500. This is incredible, folks. Keep your donations coming because I have news for you. This link will be posted to YouTube later. You can continue to give, share the URL, share the love for OEF. I just want to say thank you so much for all of your great generosity and support tonight. Let's give it up for all of our donors with a huge round of applause. Know that you did your part to support the fantastic work of Oregon Energy Fund. We thank you so much. And while we're at it, can we say a huge thank you to our fabulous MC, Mr. Joe V?
Oh, my goodness.
Let's give him some serious love in the chat. A big round of applause. Great work. Thank you for being here. And thank you all for all that you've done for OEF tonight. How about a little love for the live stream team? They produced and live streamed yet another epic show. Thank you so much. Great job, team. Did you all have a blast supporting OEF with us tonight? I sure hope so, because we sure did.
Absolutely.
And again, folks, I'm Misty Markham with Markham Auction Agency. Thank you so much for joining us and for having us. I look forward to seeing you again next year in person, hopefully.
Yes.
Stay healthy, everyone, and have a fantastic night.
All right. Thank you, Misty. Thank you to the entire team here. What an exciting night. Did you all have a great time tonight? We made a huge difference. We helped our neighbors in financial crisis pay their bills, avoid falling behind on rent or food, and keep their homes warm and well lit. So give yourselves a big hand.
Woo!
Now, we've got one more surprise for you, so don't sign off just yet. But first, I want to thank once again our professional benefit auctioneer, Misty Markham, and her incredible team here at the Markham Auction Agency team. Folks, you have no idea. We have done these auctions before live and in person. They had to learn how to do a live webcast, and that is not something you just pick up and do. And they've done an incredible job. OEF's long-term fundraising partners, these guys, they've spearheaded this whole production, and it would not have happened without them. So bravo to you and everyone here. We want to thank you once again to Michelle Penley for sharing her story, and special thanks to Claire Fennell, David DiMatteo, Brian Albritton, and Sarah Simmons for speaking tonight. Also, please give a big round of virtual applause for this evening's donors and sponsors: McDowell, Rackner, and Gibson PC, Portland General Electric, Pacific Power, R West, Stoll Reeves, Walsh Trucking, and Columbia Bank. A big thank you in particular to R West for producing many of the videos tonight, and thank you to Anchor Point Graphics for helping produce the virtual program, event invites, and other print materials. Thanks to Devil's Food Catering for providing a terrific menu for tonight's event. And, of course, to Smut City Jelly Roll Society. I just love saying their name, and I love hearing their music.
I do too.
Thank you for providing the musical entertainment during the pre-show tonight. Last but not least, thanks to all of you who joined us tonight, donated, and have shown your support for OEF. Our work would not be possible without you. We're so grateful for your generosity. And if you decide you'd like to give again or at a later date, the donation page will stay live for the next several weeks. Now, tonight's live stream has been recorded, as Misty said, so please share this broadcast URL with your friends and family who were not able to join us live. You can continue to view the show and just keep giving indefinitely.
Yeah.
Like next week, you're bored, throw down another $50.
Or every month.
Spread the word, share the link with your friends, and encourage them to join in giving. Speaking of Smut City Jelly Roll Society, they have one final number to perform before the night comes to an end. So clear out a little space there in the living room. Join us on the virtual dance floor. Do a little virtual Charleston if you want. This concludes the 2020 Oregon Energy Fund Virtual Gala. Thank you so much for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you again next year, either in person or online. Hopefully in person.
Yes.
I'm Joe V. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much. Stay healthy. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
PBR, got a cheap guitar, dresses like a pirate, goes yar, 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 drives an electric car, drinks a whiskey from a jar, as he's walking down Mississippi Avenue. She's a baby vamp, loves some baby Gramp, she likes to get bent, she's a heebie-jeebie scamp, she's a fussy champ, but she ain't no tramp. As she's walking down Mississippi Avenue. Mississippi Avenue. wants some jack, to show you some tricks, he likes foreign flicks. Airtight chicks. Airtight chicks. As she's walking down Mississippi Avenue. Mississippi Avenue. The avenue's all right, something happens all night. We play it cool, there's no fuss and fight, everybody is tight. They're high and tight. Airtight chicks. As they're walking down Mississippi Avenue. Mississippi Avenue. As they are walking down Mississippi Avenue. M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P.
She will leave you sad and blue. She'll break your heart and you.